two South African entrepreneurs have developed a world-first investment mechanism that combines tax-efficient investments and the power of cryptocurrency. Sheikh Motsilili, who's co-founder of Aziza Coin, joins us now in studio for more. Sheikh, thanks. What's Aziza Coin?
It's a cryptocurrency.
Right? A taxable digital currency.
Well, this is the intention. We want to actually disclose the transacting within the Aziza Coin to whatever relevant jurisdiction that the coin holder resides in. So as a South African investor, if you go into Aziza Coin and make some money, we intend to disclose that information to the South African Revenue Services, so you pay tax on the profits.
So how is Aziza Coin different from like a Bitcoin or a Ethereum or a Ripple?
Okay, first of all, at the moment, it's not listed yet. So we're at a pre-ICO phase. We intend to ICO later in the year. We'd say about May 2018, but it could be pushed out a bit. It's a very uncertain time at the moment, especially regarding regulations around cryptocurrencies the world over. So we don't know what will happen between now and May, but yeah, we're working towards a successful ICO in May. Probably the differences, as you asked. Number one, Aziza Coin was put in place to support startups, specifically in the UK and in South Africa. So the intention in this closed phase for people that participate in the coin is to direct any profits made into startups in South Africa and in the UK. Right? In South Africa, we do this through a venture capital company, which is a Section 12J approved fund, as it were. So you would have a company that is a financial services provider, registered with the Financial Services Board, which then gets a second layer of accreditation from the South African Revenue Services as a venture capital company under Section 12J. Now what that means is that if you as a South African taxpayer invest money in the venture capital company, that full amount is deductible against your taxable income. Mm-hmm. So to put that easily, the South African government realizes that a lot of the issues around especially unemployment and other social injustices can only be dealt with by small to medium-sized enterprises. Mm-hmm. I won't go in depth into the research around there, but we'll just quote a few things, which are numbers that the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor came with.
You know, before you get there, okay, we'll get to that. Just I want to find out as much as I can about this Aziza Coin as possible. Okay. So how will it be valued?
Well, in the closed phase, what has happened is that we're controlling the price for now, right? One of the most important differences that maybe I overlooked is that we're creating an asset-backed cryptocurrency, which is one of the unique features of Aziza Coin. So the Aziza Coin Foundation intends to own 20% at least of all of the companies that it's supporting, right? So it will channel funds and in return one shareholding in the company. So similarly to a unit trust, the Aziza Coin, if you are a coin holder, you are a beneficial owner of all of the sort of companies that it supports. So in a way, it's asset-backed. So, and this excites us because we believe that this is the future of cryptocurrencies, as it were, where people are talking about the bubble, etc. Because the talk of other cryptocurrencies is when you own one, what do you actually own? And we've designed a cryptocurrency that actually has asset holdings through these startups and small businesses that it's supporting, right? Answered your question?
No, you did. Yeah. I mean, you did touch on the regulatory uncertainty right now regarding the crypto world. I mean, we've seen some countries even potentially talk about banning trading completely. Sure. Bring me into how you're factoring this into your risk model when you do have your ICO in May and going forward.
Okay. Most cryptocurrencies at the moment regard themselves as utilities rather than shares, right? Now, rather than instruments, rather, and as a security is the term. And we've got a bit of time, and we're watching everything. And this is maybe the benefit of hindsight, the benefit of coming into the space a little bit later, Now, we intend to ICO as a security, which has a lot more regulation around it and is much more onerous and a lot more, I think it's much more difficult to be a security than a utility. But what it means is that we, even before we ICO, will have ticked all the boxes. No one is saying we are confident that the ICO, will be a success. There will still be risk, but we're working very hard to ensure that come ICO, we're successful.
And where will it be?
We're still open to that. We're looking at several jurisdictions, and that's actually a very important question because that matters a lot. We've looked at the American jurisdiction. We like it because of regulation A+, but we're also looking at other jurisdictions as well. So I want to say what makes us probably positioned a bit better than existing cryptocurrencies is that we still have a few options open at the moment, and we've got a very formidable team, working towards making sure that our ICO is successful. I would name one of our blockchain experts, which is a gentleman called Charles Cunningham, who sits in London. And he's working close with the CEO of Aziza Coin, Robert Pike, dealing with all of these issues that you are raising. I'm more on the South African side of things. I'm running the venture capital company.
Sure.
And I'm the one who's now responsible for actually receiving the funds that are to support startups and actually now administrating, that the funds go to these companies and.
Shakes, do you see my face?
Yeah.
Like I am still very confused and
Yeah.
none the wiser about crypto. So
Okay.
please, when you do have your ICO in May, come back and join us on the show. Tell us a little bit more about exactly how you are different from Bitcoin. But for now, we'll leave it there. Thanks so much for your time. That was Shakes Motsilili, who is a co-founder of Aziza Coin.